Now, Meera Mehta asks, how does one buy and sell cryptocurrency? How do we really earn from IPOs?
Buying cryptocurrency, there are, so-called entities which are claiming to be exchanges. And but I don't find them to be, exchanges in a sense that, any operating, there is an operating framework for an exchange. When you have exchange, then the exchange is the facilitator which where buyers and sellers come. And then there is a depository. In this case, you don't need a depository because it's a distributed ledger. So I don't know how the verifiability of this, and because you have large number of individuals who are buying small quantity of something, verifiability of all this is quite questionable to my understanding. There will be legitimate ones and there will be racketeers. There'll be racketeers simply because a lot of people are putting money and they're willing to put, and you can just connect to the price series of crypto on a live basis from somewhere, and people will start buying and selling. So that can well be a dabba trading. There is nothing underlying, but you look at the price and start buying and selling. We can start speculating on anything if we want to. We can well start. I've come across people where they point to speculating on the next ball in a cricket tournament, that whether it will turn right or turn left, depending on the swing, I can actually bet some money with you. That's not the point. The point is that people are giving some kind of legitimate framework, holding this legitimate framework in their own mind, which I think is very dangerous. It can take you in the wrong direction. It will shortchange you with a lot of money. So be careful about it. And how do you really make money from IPO? The real way of making money in IPO is, there are two ways, as I was saying earlier, that keep investing in IPO at fantastic pace. Invest in IPO, get the allotment, sell it, then invest in the next one, and be little selective about, just ignore the very questionable ones. And at Value Research Online, we come up with 30 questions on every IPO. Take a look at that. If you find that any company which is getting a score of less than 18, I would say, and look at the prominent, there are some more relevant questions. Look at that. IPO informational analysis. You can also go and look at the information analysis of all the IPOs in the past. So take a look at that. Generally, this is one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is, ignore most of them, keep reading them, enjoy, learn about these companies, and once in a while you'll come across a good company, a great company at an attractive price. And if this fear of missing out is something which every investor should overcome. Most people think that this is the last opportunity when they'll be able to buy it. It's never like that. Some of the finest companies you are able to buy it at a far cheaper price, because the market, it requires patience. But if you're a mutual fund investor, you can well ignore the IPOs, because your mutual fund manager is taking care of it. He will invest in IPO. He will get a superior allotment. He will get, in good companies. He will ignore the bad ones. He will have a small allocation of the money. No mutual fund manager is going to invest his 30% of his money into IPOs, which an individual investor can well do that. So most investors can ignore these IPOs, and if at all you do, if you're a thoughtful stock investor, then be very careful and selective.